in. We got room for you on the back side of the camera. If you come to the front side, there's no room. It's just me. But you're welcome in the studio. Come on in. Hey, today, we're going to get successful right now today. In fact, before this show's over, you're going to be a success. You're going to know exactly what not to do to be successful. It's one thing. You're going to do it so well. It's not much. It's really nothing, actually. But if you do this one nothing thing, you're going to find yourself more successful. I know it's weird. We do the simple stuff around here because I like simple. Simple works. It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com. It's me, your nearly famous semi-professional motivational DJ dude, Scott Smith, now the chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. I keep thinking that's 25 years ago when I was on the radio traveling around doing my thing. I was a shock jock. I had fun on the radio. And there's somebody right now listening to me going, this voice sounds really familiar, but that dude, that's not him. He sounds the same, but he's talking about different stuff. I know. Things change, right? I found the good way, not the evil way. Good to have you. Again, it's me, Scott Smith. Thanks for stopping by today. A lot coming up. If you're on YouTube or Spotify, leave a review of good stuff. Say, hey, if you want to talk to me directly, just go to scott@motivationtomove.com. And if you want to see me on YouTube, we have the YouTube channel. We're refining it every single day, but it's getting more comfortable by the day. Just go to dailyboostpodcast.com/YouTube. You can see me there. And if you're a Daily Boost Premium member, thank you. I appreciate you being there. You guys have the Daily Nugget today. And on the YouTube channel, you can see it right now. I just popped it up for you. This is something I send every single day. It is the prep for the show. And then when we do the show, I come back and I ad-lib between the lines. And that's always the fun part. It's actually kind of fun to read the nugget and see what the heck I do as we do the show live. So anyway, dailyboostpremium.com is where you can get that. All right. So today, we're going to talk about doing nothing. Doing nothing at all. Just doing nothing. Now, before I begin, I want to define what I mean by doing nothing. Now, I talk about this on a regular occasion, but y'all don't believe me sometimes. Now, I'm not talking about nothing like a lot of y'all do. I've seen you out there doing nothing. Some of you, it's been very popular the last couple of years. I'm not that kind of nothing. I'm not talking about just being a goof off. No, it's strategic nothing. So I don't see nothing as something unproductive at all. In fact, I see nothing as a protected personal space. It's between your thoughts and your actions. Let me say that again. I see nothing as a personal space between your thoughts and your actions. Now, for those of you who've known me and been around for a long time, so Scott, you just went into fixing to get ready mode. What is fixing to get ready? Well, that's fixing to get ready. It's that place where you're procrastinating, right? Where you're just kind of putting things off until you finally get doing what you need to be doing. No. I'm talking a very strategic place where something pops into your mind, and before you do anything, you're gonna ponder it a little bit. Now, it's a place that provides a contemplation. It's a place where you can kind of plan your opportunity, where you can do a lot of stuff before you launch into your massive and focused action. We all know that's what gets us there, but we have to think about it a little bit first. What's our outcome? What's our goal? What's our roadmap? How are we going to get there? So it's this nothing place that we want to go to. It's a holding space. You get inspired. It's motivation. It removes intimidation. It removes desperation. It gives you time. Now, let me take you inside the world a little bit here real fast. Have you ever been in a shower and got a good idea? Like honey, I've got it figured out. I know how to fix the car. I've done that, actually. Got it figured out. Let me take a shower. Hey, Scott, what do you think about this? Hang on. Let me go take a shower. Let me take a walk. Let me sit by the lake and play with my dog. I'll be back with the answer soon. Can I get back with you tomorrow? What are you going to do? You going to think about it? Nope, not at all. I'm going to go nothing. Because that's what I'm talking about here. It's that space. It's basically, okay, technically speaking, the brain has something called default mode, or I guess scientists call it your default brain. You know what that is? Your default brain is pretty simple. Your default brain is when you're not focused on anything, your default brain is just like, it's like sitting at the beach and you're just watching the birds and watching the people walk by, people watching stuff. You see the boats and suddenly you go, wait a second, I forgot to lock my truck. Boom, you're out of it. It's in that default mode, that default brain area where you get your best ideas. And that's when you do nothing. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm on my clients constantly because they all think they need to get more productive, work harder, and do more. And I said, no, take 4 days off. What do you mean take 4 days off? I'm serious. Get everything done so you don't have to worry about anything, and then just go take 4 days off. And what will happen is your brain is going to begin to work on these ideas you need. A lot of you guys are working way too hard. If you're sitting down every single day trying to drive yourself forward with your goals and think it through, you're not giving yourself the time to get the answer. And more importantly, you're not giving your brain the chance to do its magic. So doing nothing kind of looks like this. All your thoughts and potential actions, they arrive in your mind and they're held for evaluation. Stop right there before you go do this thing. Let's evaluate what you're about to get into there, Sonny. It's like your kid getting ready to run outside and they've got something of yours that's very expensive and they shouldn't be taking you outside. Stop right there. What are you doing? That's first thing. Second thing is, unless it's based on a previous action, something that you know is going to work, something that you have already gone through before that you can just take instant action on, don't do it. Take your time. You want to make sure that when you stop and evaluate that this thought you have in your head is going to lead you to the vision, the outcome you've already talked about before that you probably wrote down at someplace, right? We did an earlier show this week on that. Now, why do we want to do that? Because it's the ability to focus on direct actions that are in alignment with your goal that will get you there. If you're like me, lots of ideas pop into your head that can potentially derail you in so many different directions. And if you're like me, you scare your wife a lot because Scott has an idea and she just knows it's going to cost her money. I have now learned to give her warning before I do that. So we want to hold them for evaluation. Then we kind of want to recognize, we really want to make sure that it's going to take us in the direction we want us to go. If not, what do? Well, then you have to really look at your direction. If you want to do this, but that's not what you decided to do a month ago, did you change your mind? It's okay to change your mind. Some people hold you against it, and if they ask you, hey, what'd you do? You change your mind? You say, I did. Well, you shouldn't change your mind. You should stick with your goal. You should never be a quitter. I said, that's for people who don't get what they want. You should quit unless you're doing exactly what you want to be doing. If you figure out you don't like what you're doing, if everything you thought up to this point was not what you thought it was going to be, why grind through it? Find something else you like and go do that. Quit. I'm very cool with that. So we hold those thoughts for action, and we make sure they're going to lead us to our goal. And then if we don't know our absolute end game, we don't start. Now, the end game could be a couple of steps in, doesn't need to be the entire thing, but you need to know what you're going to get. When I was working on my YouTube studio, I had a new end game, and I said, by the end of the week, I'm changing the entire studio. Got a bunch of people in here. We rewired the whole thing. I said, it's done. We're going live on Friday. That was my end game. I have no idea what I'm doing next week, but I got this one done. That's all I needed. Ultimately, what we're trying to do here is I want to convince you that the power that you have is allowing your mind to relax. It is in the rest. If you watch Dan Sullivan at all, strategic coach Dan Sullivan, he talks about this a lot. And he professes you should have 150 to 180 days a year off. Now, weekends are what, 104? It's all that downtime. It's you literally deciding, nope, done, screen's off, not talking to anybody, I'm doing my thing. And we'll see what pops in my head. I'm going to take a walkabout. See what magical answers come inside my head. I bet you have moments like that every single week, don't you? Sometimes driving down the road in your car, you got a few minutes to yourself before church or something, and your brain is filling with all these great ideas because you're not thinking about work, you're not thinking about kids, you're not thinking about budgets and money and things like that. What you're thinking about is stuff that's important to you. Give yourself more time to do that. You'll solve every problem in the world if you do it. Otherwise, you're very likely to keep on struggling, and that's what happens. Get smart about it. Use your brain. All right, tomorrow we're going to jump into a show about habits. It's the simplest possible way. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I just don't like doing it because it's a simple answer. So we'll talk about habits tomorrow. We're not going to overcomplicate. You can write a whole book. Atomic Habits, wrote a whole book on it. At the end of the day, it's one thing. And we'll talk about that tomorrow for you. In the meantime, do me a favor. Visit me at Facebook. dailyboostpodcast.com/Facebook, or you can go /YouTube, or you can go /premium, and it'll take you to all the different places that we do. You can also go to motivationtomove.com. Everything is over there, and you can decide how would you like to play. Leave a review, ring the bells, refer your friends. We're trying to grow the show the best we can. It's very competitive out there these days. Our 17th year still needs to get bigger. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Daily Boost.